Alright guys, this is Steven here, and we're here at LASFIT again. And I came in to get my new LED indicators, so you can check it out. So these are the new ones they're letting me try out today. Alright, and I'll show you the stock bulb right now. Give me one second. Alright, so that will be your stock bulb. Okay, I recommend, like with any halogen, do not touch it because our oils will cause it to burn out faster. Alright, and yeah, you can see a couple other LEDs I'll be testing out today. Those are my stock T10s, or well, I mean, they have their own names, but they're referred as T10s for LEDs for the size. And that's just a few I'll be replacing. I actually just replaced my driver license lights again, so they got new ones, and I'll be replacing those. So this is some of the new ones. The first generation looked like these, so you only had one area where the light will come out of, and then the new ones, you have multiple LED chips on every side and on the top as well, so these produce more lighting. You can actually see that. You can see right there, you go. Same thing, has one that goes on top that shoots forward, and you have all the other ones in the area lights. Okay, so these will be going to different places, but for now I'll be doing the actual my front side markers, not side markers, turn indicators. Alright, so I've already replaced my tail light turn signals, and this is the same ones I'll be using in the front. Alright, okay, so I might also, while I'm here, I might do this one. I believe it uses T10 as well, but we'll find out once I pull it out. So to actually get to this part, you want to go through your wheel well covers. So it'll take, it is 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4 screws you want to remove. Okay, they're Phillips screws, so get one of these. These help a lot, and just remove it. And once you're in here, you see your cabling. Give me one second, let me get my light because you won't be able to see anything. Alright, so once you remove the screws, this will just pull back. You don't have to put too much force on it so you don't damage anything, because there's a couple more screws up here that we don't need to remove. So just enough to actually get your hand in there. Alright, so both defeats the point. Okay, well, once you pull this over, you actually have access to your fog lights. If you've installed fog lights, you'll have access to your turn signals, which is right there in the front. It's that hole right there. Let's see if I can get in there better. Oh, it's magnetized. Hopefully that doesn't damage the LED. Looks like this will work better. Let's get it to stay in place. Alright, cool. So a little bit better. So that hole you see straight ahead, that's where your turn signal will go in. The one in the bottom, that's the LASFIT LA H11s in my fog lights. So the TRD model, the 1.0, does not come with a fog light, so I actually installed these. So I had to order the kit online and piece it together, buying from Japan to get some of the parts, and then getting the fog lights from here, and then the lights I got them through LASFIT. So here, this red cable you're gonna see right here, this one is the one that goes into that hole. Alright, so that's your plug. So what you want to do now is you're gonna just put it back in place. If you want to replace this one, it's just a little bit higher. That's where the module is. And the cable, you should be able to feel it, it's in the back. And it's going to be a little tight squeeze, but you should be able to get it out. And then replace the light, and you should be good. So once you get to that point, I'll show that as well. Okay, so right now I'm just going to install that. But as always, before installing anything, test it. So just check that out. So all I did is put it on ignition, so no need to turn on the car. Okay. So there you go. Luckily the magnet didn't damage it, but I'll find out. Hopefully not. So there you go, that's how it looks. It is hyper flashing. So to fix that, we gotta use a what you call it, resistors to fix this problem. So I already had this initial problem from my taillights for the turn signals as well. So you're also gonna get hyper flashing on it. Well, since it's still day, you kind of don't see it, but that's going twice faster than normal light speed. Not normal light speed, the stock halogen do not flash as fast as this. So if that's something that bothers you, then at this moment a lot of the LEDs are still doing that. So I wonder if the other one will show up. So once I replaced, I got the same effect after replacing just one of the LEDs. Well, one of the turn signals. It affects the whole line. So your front turn signals and your rear turn signals are going to get affected by replacing just one. So if one hyper flash, all of them are hyper flashing. So it all depends on your taste. For me, it doesn't really bother me. I think it's kind of cool. So I'll be keeping it like that. So I'll be replacing this yellow one for the white ones, right? I'm gonna go with the clears. I think the clear light or clear lenses are better than having yellow, but that's just my taste. If that's something that you don't prefer, then I would say look for the yellow ones. I chose these because I prefer the white ones. So I'll be installing these now, and then we'll check how the performance looks. Okay. Alright, so there you go. Looks pretty cool. Here in the camera, you can kind of see it bluish, but it's actually white. But that looks nice. Alright, so one thing I did notice after installing it is that, as you can see right now, I have it in night mode, where all your lights should turn on, and you can see that side on the passenger side, the turn signal actually lights up as well. But after installing the LED, it lost that function, so that one's not lighting up. Okay, so that's one thing you have to take into consideration before going into LEDs, that it affects the flow of the light and the controls of it too. Okay, so and then I'll check, see if my daytime running lights as well have been affected once I pull out, to see what that does. Okay. Alright guys, so we had a little problem with the turn signals, that the LEDs, they look nice, but for whatever reason it affects your automatic function. So when you go into night mode, all of these should light up. They should all turn on like the way they are right now. They should turn on. But with the LEDs, I only did this one earlier, and this one I light up, but the other sides did. So I kind of like the look when they're all on, so I really didn't want to do that. They are cool, they look better in white, but I'll wait. Since I am being sponsored by them and I do get to test these a lot, anything I learn from this, anything I find from this, I tell them and they fix it. So they told me that they have a new light that's coming out soon, so they'll make me test those once they come out, so we can see if that fixes the problem. They should have like a resistor or canvas equipped into it, so that should fix any type of problem like this. So for now, I went back to my stock ones, and what I actually did is, since I said while I was here, I was like, I might as well replace these. So we did have these. At this moment, I might actually, I don't know, since these are LED, they should be lower wattage. I believe these are like 2 or 4 watts compared to the originals, they were 8. So I replaced it. So let me take this out real quick. So this is the LED in here now. Okay, so pretty bright. And let me put this back on. I need both my hands. See if I can. Oops, put it in the wrong way. Alright, so I actually just did a mistake and I actually put it in opposite direction, so don't do the same mistake I did, or else it's going to be really difficult to get it out. And I was scared that I might have damaged the actual tabs, but luckily I was able to get it out. Not much damage. It's a GoPro, so it's not meant to be up close, but you can kind of see right there where the highlight is on the edges that I had to pull it out with some force to get it out. So luckily it didn't damage anything. I also recommend that if this does happen, unplug your harness, because you don't want to be tugging on this. You don't want to damage the actual cables. So I was able to get it out, and now I'll be installing. Make sure that since this does go in here, that you want to have it straight like that, and then your actual light, it goes like this. Okay, so the holes are pointing towards the front of the bumper, so you can actually want to, the light's gonna go like this, and then it turns like that to lock into place. Okay, so let's see if I can actually get this to line up here. Hopefully. Okay, so it's actually going to be like this and then twist up, not the opposite way. Okay, I almost got it stuck again. So there, it'll go in really easy, then turn, and there you go. It'll be in place, as you can see there. Okay, so at this point, once you have it plugged in, make sure it's perfectly straight and aligned, that's locked in properly, and reinstall, which pretty much is just putting in the cable back in place, sliding into place, and finish locking it in. Okay, so I need both my hands for this, so I'll pause for now and then I'll record again once I install it. Alright, so that's how it should look once it's aligned. Make sure everything's good, nothing's popping out, everything's good. See, perfect, flush. Also, I found a way to make it easy to install and make sure it always goes in right. Start from bottom in. So make sure you hook it in the bottom first, and then slowly push it into place on top until you hear them clip. It'll actually clip and you hear when it's clipping up. And then once that's in, make sure it's all aligned properly, and you should be good. And then from there, just reinstall all your screws back into place again. All right. So these are pretty simple. There'll be 2 plastic ones on top, or to the top, so that's one right there, one plastic, another one plastic up here. Okay, and then the 2 bottom ones are going to be your metal screws. And also, I've been wondering, should I go with the clear ones? Should I get clear side markers, or should I keep them like this? I kind of like how they look now with the new LED, since it's white color. It kind of gives it this goldish color effect. So, see, I'll light it up for you again. And I'll take a recording at night too to see how that looks. And I'll show you the original. You get this dark amber looking color, which is not bad actually. Here with the camera, you're actually picking up more light than the actual eye does. So And if you own these cars, then you know that they're kind of dim. They're not too bright like it seems here in the video. And you can kind of see that it's just in this area where you kind of just see most of the light, and it just kind of dissipates compared to the LED one. The LED pretty much almost grabs the whole center area here with the light. Alright, and also the LEDs that are put into these, they're actually a bit, like just a fraction bit longer, so it kind of does sit more closer to the wall, to the back. So that could also explain why it only gets like to this area right here where the light shines up. So the new ones they're making, they say smaller, so it matches more the actual original halogen. So if it's maybe more halfway, so if it was somewhere right here, if the bulb ends right here like the original, then there should be more light filling up the area, and that'll be pretty cool once it comes out. So I can't wait for those. So for now, I'll be installing these, and I'll finishing the other side now. I'll be doing the other one now. Okay. All right. So let's see if this works. So this is what I was telling you about. This is how the stock LED, halogen looks like. It's actually like maybe half the size of the new LED. I'll show you right now in comparison. Okay, so this is the new LED, and you can see right here, it's actually a bit taller than it and also wider. Okay, say don't grab these with your bare hands because the oils in our hands will actually damage these. So luckily the LED chips are actually encapsulated, so if you touch it, it shouldn't cause a problem, and these don't get as hot as normal halogen, so we don't have to worry about that either. So it goes in, and you can see it's a big difference. The stock one ended like halfway, and this one goes still a little bit higher. So let's test this. Lit up too. Alright, so I'll finish installing now. Okay? Alright, and this is what I want to show. Okay, before you finish installing, what I recommend is install from bottom up. So see how that opens up. So install from the bottom first, get it into place. You can see right there it's in. So once it's in there, you can hear it clip in. There you go, heard that? That means it was in. And at this point, we just finished putting everything back together. Alright, so on this one, I noticed I didn't have to really take all the screws off again. But only thing I did do was that once I removed them, it does give you enough flexibility to just pull this part, this area. You can just pull that back, and you don't have to pull the rest out. So all you do now is just line it up. It has a little groove right here. I don't know if you can actually see that, but there should be a little guide. Just slide the inside in, and you're done. Just put back all your screws on, and you're finished. And there you go. It is finished. Alright, so I thought I was done, but no, I forgot this one, the trunk compartment light. Alright, so I already replaced it with an LED, and I'm going to see which one's actually brighter. That's one style, and then I'll be using also the ones I installed for the indicators. So that would be, it'll look familiar to this one. Okay, so I'll try this one too, but I think this one's too long, maybe because it has to fit in here. So if it doesn't fit in here, then I won't be able to use it, because if it hits, then it won't close. You can't even see that. Alright, well, pretty much if I can't put the cap over it and it hits, then I can't close it, and I don't want to have it exposed, because It doesn't really, you don't really notice it unless you actually go into your trunk to look at it. But I kind of like how it diffuses when you put in the actual cap. Well, I mean, it's too bright, so you really can't see it. But yeah, I want to use this back again. So, oop, almost lost that one. Don't want to lose that. So for now, that looks pretty bright, even for daytime light. I mean, for daylight outside, you can still see the whiteness. Before, you wouldn't even be able to see that. So, alright. So to get these, you actually got to get into an awkward position. You can either go through the front by putting down the actual seats down, go through there, or go through the back like I am. Let's see if I can aim it. So originally this cap will be on it, okay? So this one actually, you just squeeze it from the sides, and it should pop out really easy. But do not touch the bulb. The bulb will be freaking hot. So the actual connector is in the back. Alright, so it's a push clip. So just take your time, push in, it should pop out. Okay. So again, do not touch that. That will get hot. So let me put on my gloves. Just pops out. Okay. So from just looking at this, I can already see that they're about the same size, and the actual cap would not clear that. So if I try to put the cap on here again, it would not clear, so it will not close. So I will not be able to use those. So I'm gonna be stuck with the same size I use for the indicators. So I'll get that now. Get that right there. Alright, now we're using the small one, okay? So it's pretty simple. Just push it into place. Alright, let's test it out. There you go. Feels like maybe this one's actually brighter, more brighter than the other one. So I already know the other ones won't clear, so let's check if this will cover it. There you go, just barely. See if I can, I'll disconnect this and show you. Alright, let me make gloves for this no more. Okay. So I'll try to see if I can show you. I don't know if you can actually see that, but the yellow inside there, the yellow dot, that's the actual light, and it's pretty much like right almost touching the wall. So it just barely clears. These are rated to be between 2 to 4 watts. So it should not be getting as hot as the stock halogen, which run at 8. So I shouldn't have to worry about this maybe warping or getting damaged by heat, because it's like half the temperature. Other than that, this is completed. There you go. Don't forget to plug it in, and that's your new trunk light. So later tonight, I'll do another video so I can demonstrate how bright that might be, or how it might look, or how it will look. So like that, we can compare and see if maybe the stock one's better or not. Alright, and that's it for me today. Alright, I'll come back later.